I'm John the Engineer Turmel, and by the end of this, you're going to have to decide if I'm that sharp or if all Republicans are that dull. Now, here's a typical situation of the problem and figure out how to play it. Let's say you're in a university party and it's being filmed and you're watching a high school game of some kind and you see this gorgeous young cheerleader and you go, boy, I'd like to bang that when she turns 18. Or vice versa, ladies could say something similar. But someone who doesn't like you takes the tape, cuts out where you said when she turns 18, and then goes and plays the other cut tape all over the campus, okay? And spreads the word that you're some kind of a dangerous pedo, like in going after young people. So, who knows? Maybe it'll be reported. Maybe you'll end up on a page of people with possible pedophilic tendencies. What are you going to do? Who knows? Maybe the university senate are going to call you in and explain your pedophilic tendencies from this video. And they show you the video, and there it is. Boy, I'd like to bang her. Ah. What's your best defense? There's only one. Now, I could tell you what it is, but we'll talk about that later. Now let's compare it to Trump's problem. At Charlottesville, you had people protesting over the statues. And you had Nazis and Antifa showing up looking for a fight. Now, they weren't looking to fight with the statue people, right? So, those are the groups of people who showed up. Anyway, after all the fighting and the rioting and the noise and the stuff like that, Trump was quoted as saying, hey, there were fine people on both sides. The statue protesters, not the Nazis, not Antifa. Okay, got that? So what the damn mainstream media did was, they cut out where he said statue people, not the Nazis. And they played the part where he said, fine people on both sides, and said he meant the Nazis, after cutting out where he said, not the Nazis. Now, thinking back to your university days, what was the best way to defeat the allegation that you were a pedophilic tendency guy? Well, what's the best way for Trump to beat the allegation that he called Nazis fine people? Same answer. I hope you already figured out that you would play the omitted part to the university senate and say, whoa, this was a lie of omission to smear me all over campus. I think I deserve an apology, right? Now, Trump's situation, same thing. Now, they repeated the Charlottesville hoax, fine people hoax, as Scott Adams calls it, because he's complaining, hey, if Trump doesn't answer this when they brought it up in the impeachment to point out that he said not the Nazis, he's leaving a Nazi target on my back. He better do it. So that's how upset Scott Adams is with them using the fine Nazi smear again in this impeachment. All right? They cut out the part where he said not the Nazis. What's the best way to beat an omission, a lie by omission? Play the omission. Now, the difference is, I've mentioned this in my videos before, that Scott Adams in number 1182 said 3 times, if only Trump had played the clip, he would have won the election. Problem was, this was after the election. I was screaming, play the clip before the election. But anyway, he didn't play the clip on time. And he didn't get to dispel the Nazi smear on everybody. And Scott Adams is still righteously upset at being stuck with this lousy smear based on, he calls it a hoax. Well, yeah, you can hoax with bad information, or you can hoax with omitted information. Which one's easier to argue? Well, we got them on a lie of omission, okay? And Trump's case is stronger because some believer of the smear that Trumpers are Nazis because they support Orange Hitler went and killed the Portland kid, right? No one's mourning dead Nazis, we heard on TV that night. That's what the kid's mama heard. And Nazi lives don't matter on her sweatshirts, right? So, after the lie about Republicans being Nazi supporters was spread, well, some believer, some idiot in the Dems went and murdered the guy. And he got all the applause he should have. Nazi lives don't matter. Wow. Anyway, that is the filthy smear, and This is the coup de grace, I will call it, because it's the first time I really mention it. In the past, Scott said, play the clip and then walk away disdainfully, knowing it'll be there forever, your explanation and how they lied and hoaxed you. And I say, hey, once you've played the clip, demand an apology. You guys lied. You hid this. And now it's worse. You can say, you got the Portland kid killed. So when Joe Biden says Trumpers are Nazis and they supported Nazis, well, guess what, Joe? You owe Mrs. Trumper kid an apology, don't you? You're asking for healing for the nation. Hey, her kid can't heal. So that's the most devastating Trump ace, which is play the clip, the 6-second clip, and I've got it at YouTube. All you got to do is YouTube for Trump, quote, not the Nazis, unquote, and you'll get it. And then you can put it on your phone and play it in the face of any Democrat who ever hinted. Now, there's two kinds of Democrats. There's the ones who just believed it because they wanted to. Now, they're really stupid. Can you imagine anybody stupid enough to believe that an American president would say that Nazis are fine people? Can you imagine anybody stupid enough to believe that an American president with Jewish grandchildren would say Nazis are fine people? But they were stupid enough to believe that because they wanted to. And they had all their media liars telling them that Trump called the Nazis fine people. So they had all that back up by the people in the media who were lying intentionally and knew it. Okay? To the people they suckered. Now, if you're a Dem and you didn't know that Trump had said not the Nazis, how can you, when a Republican comes up to you and says, I'd like to hear your apology to President Trump for believing that, and to the kid's mother for getting him killed by believing that. Whoa! So that is the kind of power that Trump still has, and he can play it in his impeachment if he's smart. The Taj Professor Move, which is play the clip and demand they apologize to the kid's mother for getting him killed on a lie by omission, whether you knew about it or not. So that is what I call the Sword of Damocles over the Dems' heads, because anybody at any time, any Republican can do the Taj Professor Move and just cripple them. This is the winning card when you have to apologize for getting somebody killed because you lied, and it's provable and can't be denied. Just like your university senate would go, oh, you did say when she turns 18. Oh, if only he hadn't cut that out, we'd have known. We wouldn't have wasted our time dragging you in here. Maybe we have to give your lawyer some money. So, that is the Trump ace and the Taj Professor Move, which is play the Trump ace right in their faces. You know, I got it on my phone. I can do it anytime. And then demand apology for getting the Portland Trumper killed.